and we'll very briefly talk about this week's Truth Be Told. Yeah, I don't know if any of you got to watch it. It was Tricky was interviewing Megaman. Yeah, Megaman from Soul Solid Crew, Megaman. How did you guys, before I kind of give my opinion, how did you lot think the show was?
Yeah, I loved it.
I didn't even know it was on, man. So
that's cool. Did you watch it, Rich?
Yeah, it was actually good. And do you know what? Some of the stuff they're talking about, I didn't even know.
That's what I'm saying. That's yeah.
It's like I didn't know any of it, really.
That's what I was saying, Nate. I was like, I didn't know none of that. I didn't know any of that, boy.
All right.
Yeah.
But I know Nate knows.
Yeah.
He's in.
All right. From my point of view, the show was sick, yeah, because it was mad interesting because, again, like I said, I was there for a lot of those things. So the 2002 Iron Apple, I was there. Like, I was there, not with North Star or not with So Solid. I was there with my man them on holiday. Do you get me? But obviously, I saw the whole commotions. I was with them lot. We saw the whole thing with Dizzy, all of that kind of stuff. So it was interesting when he was talking about like certain kind of landmarks or things that were happening. I was like, rah, I remember that. Or I remember when they did this. I remember when they did that. So there was a lot of things. Obviously, when they start talking about stuff like South London and all that, but I don't know it. Like, I don't know. Like, even now, I don't even know where they're talking about. Like, they're talking about Junction. I know where Junction is. I'm telling shit, yeah. But I didn't know part of that when they talk about. But what I took from it is my experience of Megaman, and that's being like around the scene or being in Napa and all that kind of thing. I never spoke to him, whatever. But like what I saw, maybe even on the camera and all that kind of stuff, yeah, was this kind of braggadocious, like fun living, pop bottles, like top OG kind of thing, yeah. But when listening to him speak, like I heard a very, very intelligent man, like that he had his head screwed on and like he wanted to build, if that makes sense. He didn't want to just, it wasn't about So Solid being like number one. He was trying to bring everyone in. Like, and it sounded like he was trying to like, even I remember the story about the So Solid mansion from before, like when they wanted to buy the mansion and certain people took their money out and all the rest of it. And like, you think to yourself, you think like, rah, like you was trying to think big moves then.
Exactly. For the whole crew, for the whole team. You know what I mean?
And he was like, look, if we get So Solid mansion, we put a studio in there, we do this, we do that, we do this.
Cut costs, you know what I mean?
Get me? Like they're gone clear. Anyone that wants to release an album will release an album and you'll release it on a platinum thing. Yeah.
You mix it, master in our place.
Right. And then you get me, you've even got a couple artists, couple features. So it looks like you got another, it looks like it's a So Solid album almost. Do you get me? Throw in a Romeo, a Neutrino, all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like the vision was sick. And like, even when he talks about, for me, when he was talking about stuff like, it wasn't his grandparent, like it was his parents' generation that fucked up the thing. Like his grandparents all bought their houses.
They're all top business people. You know what I mean?
It was the parents, like our parents or that generation that wasn't necessarily on that vibe. You get me? And I was like, nah, it's so real, bruv. It was so real. And it kind of resonated with me, especially even hearing him how he kind of grew up. Like stuff like 8-year-old having to go to the shop to go buy the milk. Come on. That's what
Come on.
Bruv, I look at my 9-year-old, yeah? I'm not gonna lie. Bruv, I couldn't send him to the sweet shop on the corner.
It's not about that, but because of how his son's 25 and he's young.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's young, yeah, but mentally he's like, he can't do what, when Megaman was 25, the moves that he was doing, his son can't do those moves. Like, that's something, this generation, they're young, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't.
100, bruv, 100.
But we don't think about this till when certain man's saying like, wow, it's so true. Like you just said, Nate, like, you can't send your 9-year-old to shop, do this, do that.
Yeah. But, look, okay, and obviously this is, I don't know what the statute of limitation is done, yeah? But at 5 years old, no word of a lie, I used to take myself to school. Like, but...
big time.
No, okay, right, go. I lived in Ferry Lane, yeah?
Yeah.
My school was in Finsbury Park. I used to have to go to Tottenham Hill Station, get on the underground by myself, go 2 stops to Finsbury Park, and then walk to my school.
What, at 5 years old?
Bruv, you know what it is, yeah? Every time I say this, yeah, it was like, they're chatting shit. And I go to my mum's house, and mum's like, yeah, all the time. I'm like, Mum, how the hell did you send me to school as a 5-year-old on the train by yourself?
Oh, 0800.
Exactly.
Bruv.
That's risky laws, you
I'm
know.
not gonna lie, boy.
Wow.
No, but
we need to speak after the pod, bro.
no, but you know what it is. But that's what I'm saying. It was a different time, though. Do you see what I'm saying? It was like a total different time. Like I probably questioned, like, Mum, you can't do that because, like I said, I wouldn't send my child to the shop, bruv. Yeah, but my mum. That's what I'm saying. And we used to grow up like going out to again, playing out, taking your little siblings. Like your parents are going work or they're going shop or whatever, shopping on a Saturday. They're leaving you in the yards.
Yeah.
Like we know we're leaving you in your yard. You get me? Don't open the door. You get me? But them things there, you wouldn't do that now.
No.
No,
Yeah.
even my daughter going to school now, catching the bus, bro. I like, are you there yet? You know, just like
Hey,
are you
call
there?
me when you get there. Call me when you get there. Interchange.
You know, yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's like they're built differently, aren't they? They're more involved in technology, but mindset around is not the same.
Soon they'll probably beam to school like Star Trek, bro. I mean, you might have to worry about it anymore. See you later. Whoa.
See you later, Dad.
Bruv, don't worry, they'll still be doing homeschooling, bruv. They'll just be sitting there, just bare screens moving like this in front of them.
Probably true.
Yeah, but yeah, no, but like I said, for me, as a good interview, and I think it was important to see two man talk here that potentially you thought would have beef, or like how they both saw it was different. Like Tricky saw it one way because he was like, no, but you're partying with the ops, so that means you must have problems with us. Where Mega's like, brother, I'll be real with you.
I didn't even know who you were. I
didn't even know what was going on in it. Like, that's you lot's thing. That weren't my thing.
Yeah.
But like, it was even like the way Tricky was like, nah, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you man are funding their videos, you man have gone clear. So, you know, like you just think from the outside, they must be doing something.
Oh, Megaman's like, they had their own money. Megaman's like, they had their own peas, bro.
Yeah, they got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was definitely, for me, I thought it was very insightful, man. I thought it was a very good interview.
But quick thing, so what's the age difference between Trix and Megaman? Isn't there some? Because I thought Trix was very young compared to
Tricky. No, Tricky's not young. They're all our age.
Oh, okay.
They're all our age.
No, because the Tricky just looks a bit younger. That's what it was, and I thought.
Well, Tricky was talking about 95, 96. I remember. Like, stuff was at 95, 96. So he's probably our age, around our age.
Yeah, they're our age. They're our age.
But don't you think Megaman was kind of over speaking against the Tricky? Didn't you think that?
Yeah, because Megaman's an older man and he's older in it, so
because it felt like the maturity he had to listen to what he had to say.
Yeah,
and I know Tricky was trying to end the interview. He could not end the interview because Mega was still flowing, still going on.
But he was dropping gems, bro. He was dropping gems.
Even when Megaman was saying that how like he wanted the Sonic crew to work together, yeah. And everyone just parted, like Romeo went off that way, Neutrino went off that way, like Asher went that way, Swiss. You know what I mean? Like, because they didn't really like each other. He's saying that they didn't really like each other.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't get along. So it's like, it was just impossible to bring them
he
said that same wavelength.
He said they had to save Lisa's, they had to just pull back Lisa's album, bro. And everyone had to they had to do what they had to do with it. Like, literally.
He made me laugh when he goes at how he went to America so that Neptunes can mix Lisa Matthews' tune. It was shit. He goes, it was so shit. He cussed the Neptunes, man.
And the thing is, do you know what? And the thing is, he probably paid big money for that as well.
Yeah, probably.
But you got to remember, not anyone can mix your tune. If the person doesn't do your industry type of music, for them to mix it, it makes no sense. But back then, you would say, "Oh my God, I'm going to go to Neptunes to mix my tune," but they don't understand our music the way our music sounds.
Yeah, but what is this? Yeah,
is that Neptunes like for Williams?
Yeah, for Williams. Yeah.
But I think it's about. I think it's more about trying to get their sound, because their sound will bring you, like, if you thought about it back in the day, like having a Neptune sound, that could be an instant #1 kind of thing, because everything they touched was gold. But obviously it didn't sound right or whatever you. And also I forget that So Solid had JD, the producer. He was a bad boy.
He was a bad man. He was a bad man.
He was a bad boy.
The guy with the dreads.
Yeah.
He was good. Yeah. I liked him.
And then even when they were talking about stuff like Dan the Man, I remember listening to them So Solid shoot them. So like on Delight FM,
Yeah.
So a
yeah,
couple of
yeah.
the youths from my school,
Wow, delight.
they used to come back with like the little delight tapes, and like obviously we didn't have delight, so they'd give us the delight tapes. We'd give them the heartless tapes or the pay as you go tapes kind of thing,
Yeah.
and that's how we was listening to that music. Yeah, no, they were sick. They were sick, bro.
But you gotta remember, like, So Solid, there was such a big crew. Like, of course, a lot of them won't like each other.
Yeah,
And-
it's natural. Yeah.
And a lot of them will go in a silo. Like you have,
Yeah.
okay, we're in a big crew, but I'm only friends with about 4 of them. So let's just do our thing at the same time. So it's bound to happen. And Mega Man, one person trying to control everyone, is pretty difficult.
Mm.
But it's a shame that they didn't get that kind of that whole mansion thing concept going.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
that would have
big
been
time.
that for the future for those guys would have been absolutely massive. But one person pulled out and everyone's like, okay, he's gone. I'm going to jump out as well.
Yeah.
But the industry was, I remember the industry was messed up with So Solid though, bro. They were locking off any rave or any event that had anything to do with So Solid crew. Like, do you remember there was that time, like maybe it was probably in our early 20s, maybe, or late teens, where any kind of urban like event, they were just locking
Lock
off.
it off.
Yeah, lock off. Yeah.
Last minute lock off. Like I remember, do you remember even when gigs came out originally, I remember gigs, you weren't allowed to put gigs on the flyer. I remember gigs turned up to events and you'd have to use an alias as a name just so they could, do you know what I mean? You could perform. Because otherwise, if they heard gigs was there, locking off the dance.
Yeah.
And that's how they were So Solid. I think obviously when they speak about Ainapa, like Ainapa, they had the island in that sense. You get me? Like So Solid had the island for a little bit. Wiley had the island. Well, Wiley was still over there. Do you know what I mean? But it was big, man. It was big. I do miss those days, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Ainapa, early 2000s. I think I went every year for about 5 years.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The thing is, I didn't know they had an INAPA. I know they had INAPA locked, but I didn't know the amount of money they were making from INAPA and stuff like that. Because the way he was talking is like they were eating a lot of money.
Yeah, them that was eating over there, man. Like they had a couple of them Cypriot families and that. They was it was good times. It was good times. Obviously not for me. I was paying my little first sport money, £3.70 an hour to go over there. Do you know what I mean?
On your moped, let's go.
Holy.
Me. Yeah, no,
50cc. Jeez.
Bruv, hey, them are the days, bro. Them are the days. Now you just look an idiot if you're on a moped, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? I couldn't go to INAP and get a moped. I'd have to get a car.
Yeah.
Proper true.